Hi, and welcome to another episode of Spinster Stories, where I spin yarn and tell spooky stories. If you haven't noticed yet, my setup today is a little bit different. We traded the spinning wheel for Mako. He's a good boy. He wanted to be in the video this time, and I am actually not going to be spinning today. Instead, I'm going to be going over how I got into spinning in the first place. That's kind of a fun story, history on me. So a little background info. I am very interested in antiques. Antiquing is my favorite thing. Got shelves and shelves all over my house full of just antiques and weird things. Makes me so happy. I also really like, mythology and the old Brothers Grimm fairy tales. I think they're so fun when they're weird and creepy. Weird and creepy is fun. So, anyways, antiquing, sometimes you find like spinning wheels in stores. Like they're the old ones. I always thought they were fun to look at. It's not something I knew how to do or was like, have a lot of knowledge on. So I didn't really ever have any interest until for some reason one day, it was right after I had my baby. So I was reading to him and we were reading Rumpelstiltskin because I love that one. And as I'm reading, I was talking about the spinning wheel, and I had been antiquing recently, and I saw the spinning wheel, so it's all connecting. And then I just decided, those are really cool. I want to learn how to make yarn because I had already been knitting for years. I'm not good at it. Do I like it? Yes. So I'm happy. Who cares if I suck at knitting? I'm happy. I mean, I'm not the worst ever, but I'm not an expert. But anyways, after that day, I got thinking more and more about, spinning wheels, making yarn. Like, that sounds super awesome. So I started going down a rabbit hole as I'm staying up late at night feeding the baby and find out spinning wheels are really expensive, not something you kind of impulse buy. You gotta be like, it's gotta be something you want to do if you're gonna get a spinning wheel. Holy cow, they are expensive. So, anyways, find out you don't need a spinning wheel to make yarn. You can go the cheap route and get a drop spindle. I mean, they have expensive drop spindles too if that's your jam, but this is what I started on. Just a plain wood drop spindle. I got the spindle in a kit with a bunch of different wool. And I watched some YouTube videos and was so confident. This is the first yarn I ever made. It's really uneven. It's just a single, so it's super thick and like thin in some spots. Like what is this mess? I am so proud of this. I about started crying when I finished it because look, I made yarn. It's crappy, terrible yarn, but I made it. So I was so excited. So I decided I love spinning yarn. The spindle, super fun. Love it. So I invested in a nicer spindle. I got a nice handmade wood spindle. I mean, it's stone. I love it. So pretty. And I also have this second one. This is some yarn. I haven't taken it off yet. I need to finish it. But I got two stone spindles to work with. Started getting better. And now this was the, more yarn I made on the spindle. Still just a single because I was not confident in my plying skills yet. That was a scary thing to try to get into because I'm still learning. It was a little intimidating. So I haven't tried that on a spindle yet. Probably will now that I've got some practice with the wheel. And I'm loving spinning. I went to a yarn shop that one day after I'd been spinning on the spindle for a while, went to a yarn shop to get some yarn for a new project because I'm not that great at the spindle yet. I can't make the quantities of yarn that I need for a project. So we're buying yarn, and I see my spinning wheel that I have now. I have a Kromsky Symphony, beautiful wheel, handcrafted in Poland. it's beautiful. And I saw that and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is straight out of Sleeping Beauty. I need it. So I sent a picture to my husband. It's like, hey, how much do you love me? And he ended up getting it for me for my first Mother's Day. And now I prefer to spin on the wheel because I like to have, with the spindle, it's just with your hands, but with the wheel, I've got a double treadle. So I use both feet and both my hands. So I like that it's more of like a full body experience, and I like the sound it makes when the wheel goes. It kind of chatters. So, anyways, we get the wheel home, and I'm practicing on it, watching videos. Everything I've learned from YouTube because I don't know anybody who does this. This is such a, not common hobby. So it's hard to find people who also do it. So I get my wheel set up, and this is the first yarn I made on my wheel. I plied it. It's a 2-ply, but as you can see, it's got like some thick and thin parts. It's not perfect. So proud of this. I made yarn on a spinning wheel, and like this was just a little bit of sample fiber I had on hand, so it's not a large quantity of it. But yeah, loved spinning, and I would spin every day. Every day. Every time my baby would go down for a nap or I had somebody to hang out with him, I'm spinning because that's my favorite thing. Clears my head. You can just like turn everything off and just at the end, you have something pretty that you can either just have to look at, like my first yarn. I mean, it's not that pretty to look at, but I love it. And then I'm practicing. Now I can spin enough at a time to make, hats and socks and like small little projects. And I've gotten a lot better. Here's some of my more recent yarn. It is a 3-ply and it's like pretty fine, but I can spin really consistently. Like at this point, I feel like a lot of my yarn looks like you could have bought it at a store. I am very proud of my yarn. Yeah. Anyways, that's how I got into it. Rumpelstiltskin and antiques. Merge those together and you get spinning for some reason. So, hope you enjoyed today's little history lesson. We'll see you next time on Spinster Stories.